glasses so I can actually read. Hello.
Reading is for nerds.
It is.
Hello. I
Oh,
haven't seen you in your glasses in a really long time.
these are new glasses. I just got these.
I like them.
They have a little bit of green in there. I like it. They're bigger, so
I'm gonna say something that I don't mean in a mean way. Like I mean this in the best way, but I have a feeling you're gonna take it in a bad way.
oh great. I don't. I just spent so
You,
much money on glasses.
oh, I love them, and I'm gonna tell you why I love them. But I don't want you to not love them because of why I'm telling you that I love them.
Don't make me self-conscious, bro.
Do you not want me to tell you?
No.
Okay, we're good. But they're great. I think they're awesome.
Okay,
Good job.
cool. Because I own three of
Hi.
these exact same frames, so I could not be self-conscious. I have a pair for the computer that everybody has called me Bono because or Bono because they're yellow because I keep straining my
Mm-hmm.
eyes. And then I have sunglasses, and then I have normal glasses. So I really cannot be self-conscious about them.
I have to get dyslexia lenses, so I'm not super stoked about having to wear like red glasses every time I read, but I am looking forward to reading and not wanting to cut my eyes out when I read.
Well,
Oh,
you'll
hi,
be
also
red and I'll be yellow.
oh cute. Those are interesting colors together.
Ketchup and mustard, bro. We're the best.
Bro, I do love ketchup. Straight up facts. I'm a
I'm a
ketchup
little
girly
jealous
and I
that
don't
I'm
care who
mustard
says
and you
it.
get to be ketchup, but it's fine. We're a
Mustard
good
is
pair.
an equally great
It's not as good as ketchup,
condiment.
in my opinion.
I mean, I
Unless we're
like
doing
things
like
with ketchup
honey
and mustard.
Dijon mustard, I'll
Hey,
go
I
to
don't
town for
see,
honey Dijon.
I really don't see why you can't be whatever mustard makes you the happiest. Like, I don't think you could even be like Chick-fil-A sauce if you wanted to be.
No, because they're
I'm cool with it.
anti-LGBTQ, so we can't do
They're
that.
bigots, yes, and we hate them. You're right.
I was like,
But I found a recipe online so you can make it yourself,
well, I found it
and I will
off-brand at
send it to
Walmart,
you.
so lazy winning. Tastes
Oh,
just the same. I bought it for Ryan and Michael was like, so you're not missing out. Here's an off-brand. I got my first. I've
I'm
treated
sorry. I'm
myself.
Lauren, and
Oh
that's
yeah, I'm Bridget. And I got my first peppermint mocha, treated myself. I've been on a really good diet and not doing a lot of sugars and stuff. And then I did not eat well today,
aren't.
which is why when you called me
Don't you
earlier,
have to wake up in the morning?
yeah, but I had to stay up till now. It's almost empty. I woke up really early this morning
Oh,
too. So I'm
babe.
burning both ends right now. Because I
We could have
realized,
done this morning.
well, because I realized I'm a dummy. And so I forgot that I told you on the phone, can we do Sunday morning? So when I was like, oh, I don't remember when we're recording. And so I looked at our text and I was like, Sunday night. Okay, well, I'll just make it work. Completely forgetting that you and I had a whole phone conversation about why I didn't want to do Sunday night. My brain just
No,
omitted
my dude.
things that I said.
It's okay. I went to bed at like 4 the night before just because I was so, I was in my sunken place. It was a bad day yesterday. Today was also bad. I don't want to go into it because you have to go to bed early.
Yeah, but you still need to tell me after we record because I'm concerned.
I'll tell you after. I'm just, anyway, I can't say any of this on the podcast because I'm still employed by this company.
But don't
So
worry.
everything's fine. I'm having a great time. Everything's great.
Everything is awesome.
And on top of my house being full of rats and the ceiling falling down, it's also freaking cold.
Wait,
So I got home
I
and
thought
I'm
you were done with
freezing.
rats. I thought the rats were gone.
We think we saw another one yesterday.
No.
Ugh.
No.
So we don't know, but we've been seeing much less. I mean, we killed six. Not personally, we didn't like murder them, but the Hootie did. So Hootie's a hunter.
There's a lot. Oh,
It
I
is.
guess we should tell people why we had to like not record last week. I was in New York like all of last week.
Yeah, Bridget was living my childhood dream
I'm so
meeting
sorry.
Daniel Radcliffe and Al Yankovic But she did give me the most bomb shirt I've ever received in my life, which I will be wearing to the And That's Why We Drink recording
I just want you
Wednesday.
to know I only grab shirts for three people: you, my brother, and Michael.
Thank you so much. I
Because
For everyone who doesn't know me, I love Weird Al Yankovic. Like
you know what I found
I
out?
know most of his music.
You and
What?
Michael are the same. More now.
Yeah.
He also is obsessed. And in middle school or high school, said he was like asking for dollars from people so he could raise money to buy a ticket to go see him.
Oh my
And he
God.
did.
Yeah, me and Michael are very weirdly similar. I think
I
there's
could,
a reason that you
I,
like us.
I was gonna say, I guess I found two personalities and different genders and was like, okay, I'll take both.
Like they like the same things, but they act very differently.
But they're both gay, and I
Interesting.
think I like that.
I think you just like gay friends.
I do. I seem to have just been the token straight friend in our friend group in all areas.
Wait, it's nice to have a straight friend. I think you're my only straight friend.
Well, I'm here for you,
Yeah,
buddy.
Rachel's not completely straight. Oh, thank you.
I'll be your number one ally. I'll get you off-brand
You're
Chick-fil-A
so kind.
sauce wherever I can.
Deidre is straight. There you go.
Yeah,
Deidre, if you
this
ever listen to this, you're straight, right? Probably.
right?
Well, you're straight now.
Put it on the YouTube comments. Yes, no. Oh, that's
Her
funny.
eye is like falling out or something. It's crazy. That's
Do you,
another thing that's happening with my work family. Yeah, so Deidre's like my favorite employee.
yeah,
I love her. She's on my team at work. And she's pregnant right now, which is awesome. She's 7 months pregnant, but ever since she's like indestructible, and then she got pregnant and everything started
that's
just
how it
falling
goes.
apart
That's
on
how it
her
goes.
body. And she's finally in like a good spot. And then she woke up yesterday morning and her eye was swollen shut for no reason. She went to the urgent care. There was no cut or scrape or anything. And so they had to send her to the ER to get like a scan. And they're like, actually, it's like a muscle behind your eye. And if you don't get it fixed, you will lose the sight in your eye. So she has to go see
Was
an
her
eye
retina
surgeon
detaching?
tomorrow.
Is it her retina detaching?
I don't know.
I bet it's
They
her
didn't say
retina
anything about that.
detaching because that's like a muscle back
So,
behind it. And that's always my paranoia is my retina is going to detach because that's what my migraines feel like. When I first had a migraine in high
oh
school,
no.
that's what my friend told me because his like aunt had like a retina detach. And he's like, that's what my aunt said it felt. And I was like, my retina's detaching. And then I went to the doctor and they're like, this has nothing to do with your eyes. You're having migraines, ocular migraines. And that's how I found out what that felt like. But I bet due to my Grey's
Well,
Anatomy
I'm glad
degree,
your retina
you
didn't
should ask
detach.
her. Yeah, me too. But you should ask her if it's her retina detaching.
I started I started watching Grey's Anatomy again
Yeah.
yesterday. I'm mad about it. It
Bro,
just
you
I
just
don't
gotta
know. I
get
needed
through it.
something on in the background while I depression scrolled.
You just gotta get through it
Well,
because, Bailey's in this cool new journey right now, and I'm here for that. Addison just came back and she's a series regular this
mm,
season. And Meredith, you saw the news, like she's
I
not
do
the
love Addison.
series regular anymore.
Yeah, but she's like the main character. The show is named after her. That's what bothers me. Like, I get that she
She's
wants
gonna
to move on and do something else with her
pop in
life, but
and
they just
out.
need to end the show.
I think okay, so some people left the show and came back now, and I think there might be like a spin-off thing that they're trying to launch, which could be good because some of the characters that they're going to use, I'm like, I would watch that. But I don't know. I'm curious to see where it goes, but they didn't kill off any human,
Mm.
but they killed off something that killed my soul and made me so sad. And I can't wait for you to catch up to the new season because you'll get what I mean.
Did
Because
they
it
kill
was,
off any human?
do you want me to just tell
Was
you?
it an animal?
No.
Was it a thing?
Yes.
Give me a hint. I want to guess. Because I'm very versed in Grey's Anatomy. Will I know what it is? Did they burn down the hospital?
You're so close.
The ER,
No,
the free clinic,
no.
Derek and Meredith's house.
She doesn't live there anymore. She moved out.
I if you're making anything different because you froze.
Oh, she doesn't live at Derek and
What?
Meredith's house. I don't remember where you stopped, but no. Close, so close
Not
though.
Derek and Meredith's house. So it's not the hospital, but it's close to the hospital. It's not
No, no,
Derek and Meredith's house.
but it's so closer with that one. Let me just tell
Is it
you,
Meredith's house?
they burned
How?
down Lightning. There's a whole Lightning episode. It was a really cool episode, and very
That's so
dramatically,
sad.
Lightning hit that house, and that house burned. And they just did this panning shot of all of them standing outside that house looking at it, and like half the people, because everybody lived there. It was the house for everyone.
Yeah.
And I
Oh,
was ugly crying, and I was like, I'm crying over a house. But
I
it was
hate that.
Meredith's house. It's where it all
Yeah.
began. That's the opening scene
Where
is
she
at
grew
that.
up.
So it
Oh,
was
well,
a it
yeah,
was
like literally the opening scene is inside that house.
so
That's
it was like
so
a chapter
sad.
closing without killing off a person. Thank you. Because that I'm a little traumatized from Grey's doing that, but it was like a chapter closing.
Honestly, I just expect them to kill someone every season now. Like I
You
just
wanna
like pick out the people I like and I'm like, which one of you will die?
you wanna know the only thing that made it out of the house fire? All the people made it out, but the only
Oh, cool.
object that made it out,
Was it was it the sticky note? Did the sticky note make it out?
that's the
Good,
only
because if it
thing.
didn't, I would have died. Oh, thank
Maggie was
God.
in the house and she grabbed it because they were cleaning and they had just found that
Maggie's the
and
best sister in the world.
she is. I love Maggie. I wish they would do more with her characters. They're kind of starting to now, but I love Maggie. Okay, maybe we should talk about not Grey's
Yeah,
Anatomy. That's our spin-off
we
podcast.
should. I'm so sorry.
What if we did do a
Dude,
Grey's Anatomy podcast?
that could be amazing. We'll
We'd
talk
both
later.
be experts at it.
Uh, that's so upsetting. Okay, but you know how much we fight talking about anime? How much do you think we would fight talking about Grey's Anatomy?
But I mean, there's not too much like you can fight about like in Grays. I feel like you can hate characters and like characters, but everybody tends to have a pretty solid normal opinion on things. Because like the characters that I will like go to bat for are characters that normally everybody likes.
Hmm.
I remember you saying
I
something
don't
one
know.
time that I was like, "Oh, hot take," but I don't remember who it
What
was.
was it?
I don't remember who it was anymore. But I remember you
Gosh.
saying it one time, and I was like, "Oh," but it was
Yeah,
like I think it was like
I don't
in
know. I want us to stay friends.
I think it was in the pandemic times when I first started rewatching Grays. I guess that was 2021, 2020. That might have been 2020.
Is it because I hate DeLuca?
No, that's not it. Because I'm like, I liked him, but then they did
Okay.
really weird things with this character, and then they just wrote him off real hard, and it was like, what is happening right now? It was
Yeah,
bizarre.
I hate him.
No,
Every part of him, I was like, go away. I'm
it was not
almost like,
DeLuca.
okay, we're not going to talk about this right now.
So
We'll get
sorry.
into it in our spin-off podcast,
What
The
if
Gray
that's our
Gals. Okay.
Patreon? What if that's our Patreon?
Patreon is Grey's Anatomy.
People like just hearing us talk. It's just Sam and Michelle.
Sam, Michelle, please let us know, would you care if we did Grey's Anatomy?
Because we could just like read it and it wouldn't be like a burden on us to have to rewatch that because we already have seen it. Okay, coming soon to a
I don't
Patreon near
know.
you. Lauren and Bridget cover Grey's Anatomy. All right,
We'll
anyway.
see. We'll
But
see. We'll talk about it.
here's the other
Anyway,
academy.
today we'll talk about Ouran High School Host Club.
I
We
guess.
watched episodes 21 through 24, and they were great. I'm gonna read you the Netflix summary of episode 21. Until the day it becomes a pumpkin, Haruhi's classmates hold a Halloween competition to find out who can be the scariest, but the fear of oh, sorry, I typoed. The fear in Kaoru's heart has nothing to do with ghosts. I did not type these in a good headspace. So sorry. There's so many typos.
It-
Whoa, but that's it.
that's
You can
okay.
go.
That's okay. All right. So I'm on my laptop, so you're gonna disappear. So if you make facial reactions, I won't know. So you have verbalize.
Okay, I got
So
you.
AKA this is the Halloween episode. It's my first note. So episode begins full moon, and there's this carriage riding through the night while Kaori's voice is heard saying that at midnight the carriage will turn back into a pumpkin, even though the spell on the carriage.
Kaori?
Kaoru, wow. Maybe I have dyslexia.
Bro, you went back a whole anime.
Yeah. Whoa. Kaoru.
I'm
It's
sorry,
spelled it's
Kaoru.
spelled correctly too. So I just went straight to
Maybe you
Kaori.
need some dyslexia classes, my
No,
bro.
because I just bought my eye relaxing ones. We're done with
Um,
glasses. I can have four pair.
so
Anyway, even
sorry.
though the spell isn't cast by a fairy godmother. So we're looking at class 1A. Is this first view of them actually in class?
Seen them in class before whenever the twins were fighting.
Oh, that's true. Okay. I was gonna say, rarely do we actually see them in the academic section of the show. Um,
Yeah.
but so class 1A, we're in Kaoru is daydreaming what we just saw as the class representatives. Oh gosh. Kazuz Kazukio Soga. Gosh, I'm
Just
gonna
call him Soga.
Soga. Yeah,
Just call him Soga.
I was gonna say because I'm gonna struggle this whole episode.
You were not wrong. It is Kazukio,
Okay,
so you're
Kazukio.
not wrong.
And
Don't
Momoka
feel bad about it.
Kurakano. All right, here we go. Confidence.
Yeah.
Discuss the
Yes.
class event to be held following fall exams and the upcoming holiday. Haruhi's class has a Halloween event called the Halloween Test of Courage Tournament, in which the teams do the best to scare each other. Before anyone can suggest
That's stupid.
anything,
Also, none of the rules made sense.
no, but I love it. Also, this episode was really hard for me to follow, just like comprehension. I don't know if it was like a translation thing, but I was like, this whole pumpkin carriage thing, I was like, that's not how the pumpkin carriage in a fairy tale works. I'm so confused. But I'll get to that in the
I
end.
don't think that Kaoru understands fairy tales.
No,
I understand the reference he's trying to make is like, eventually it has to turn back into a pumpkin, like you have to see it for what it is, but it didn't make sense as a reference for
this,
this.
no. Like it
Mhm.
was bizarre. So they do the best to scare each other. And before anyone can suggest anything, Renge jumps onto a desk and talks about Halloween, suggesting that the class should hold an event called the Test of Courage tournament. The losing team's will be featured on the front page of the school paper with the headline "The Captain of All Cowards." Uh, Back in the music room, the host club is cosplaying as vampires. How appropriate for this episode. And Haruhi and the twins arrive late and they're still in school uniform, reminding us that, they're a grade lower than like everybody else. So Tamaki's mind goes into overdrive as he imagines Haruhi with the twins during this event, clinging to them in the dark, like when you take a date out to a scary movie. Um, and he declares this is the most disturbing thing for me. And it happens again in another episode. Daddy doesn't like it. I hate that so much. Uh, I hate when he refers to
I
himself
like it.
as daddy or father.
I don't like it.
Ooh. So the antique carriage appears with Kaoru stating in a voiceover that this is the magic spell. I get what they're doing now, but it just really does not make sense. Tamaki thinking of the host club as his family. The first year trio leaves as Umehito, which is what's his name? Because I don't know why I chose to write his real name and not what we call him.
Soga. Call him Soga.
No, the other
Kazukio.
guy. The other guy. Hold on. What's his name?
What?
Kazukio, but not him. It's the guy with the little stupid doll.
Oh,
Black Magic Club.
Nekazawa.
Nekazawa. I wrote his first name, so I was sitting here like, I know I wrote his last name somewhere else because I was like, why do I keep writing his first
Oh,
name?
I don't even know if I like know his first name. I've
Well, that's
always called
what
him Nekazawa.
Umehito is his first name, and I think I'm saying that more in a Spanish way than Japanese, but oh well.
That's a
Nekazawa.
stupid name. No
So
offense, Nekazawa, but your name is dumb.
all offense, because he's a weird dude. All right, so the three leave just
I
as
know.
Nekazawa emerges from the coffin, leaning against the wall of the music room. He tells Tamaki that the Black Magic Club is happy to assist in creating some pure, unadulterated terror, and then goes back in the coffin in a very Nekazawa way. So their class president, Soga, is not keen on this whole scary thing, but and so basically he tells Haruhi that he has nyctophobia, which is a fear of the dark. He begs for Haruhi's help, and she says, I'll keep this a secret, don't worry. But the twins over here, and then now they're all on a team together called Team B. So it's the night of the event. It's Halloween, and Team B is huddled in the corridor of the school. And the twins are telling them a scary story about the evil clock tower witch, who was once an Ouran student that fell to her death from the clock tower and curses whoever sees her ghost on Halloween night. Poor Soga is terrified, and Haruhi is mad at the twins for teasing him, and they try to give Soga helpful hints that he says is absolutely not helpful. So he's about to give up, and then the twins mention Momoka's name. Momoka.
Mocha.
Momoka? Okay, Momoka's
Momo.
name. And
Yes.
Soga suddenly becomes all dreamy eyed. They all obviously notice it, and he tries to deny it, but Soga clearly has feelings for her. Soga reveals that he has a crush on her. Obviously, I just wrote that. But the twins start to reconsider uh,
Mhm.
making fun of him because they realize he's a really innocent and kind person, and he kind of reminds them of Tamaki, which I thought was really sweet. That they like to like poke fun and stuff.
Adorable.
Yeah, they like to poke fun, but then they realize like, oh, this could be hurting them, and I don't want to do that. So it's like they're good at heart now. Now,
They learned that from Tamaki, and I think
yeah,
that's just so sweet.
all these episodes make me just like. There's one that we'll get to later with Bossa Nova, and they're like, we know who the bad guy is, and I was like, anyway, a spoiler for like 2 episodes. So at this moment, Haruhi notices a weird shadow by a window, and a skull falls down the stairs in front of him, and then a creepy figure appears at the top of the stairs, and they're like, it's the clock tower witch, and they all run away. Hikaru and Haruhi trigger a trap. This was funny. A trap that's like those nets that scoop you up, that lifts them off the floor into a dangling rope net. Peggy, Peggy, stop it. Sorry.
You
Peggy,
okay?
she's eating flowers. Stop it.
Oh no.
Just threw a pin at her.
You disappeared when you threw that. It was like you threw yourself into her.
That's exactly what I did.
Like your whole everything just went away.
Peggy. Peggy.
Went away.
She's such a brat.
Okay.
Okay, so jumping back into it. If I disappear again, I'm grabbing my cat. So rope net. Okay, Nekazawa and the rest of the host club join forces to scare Team B and use Tamaki dressed as the clock tower witch to scare them. Haruhi and I just said that they do the net trap, and then Kaoru and Soga run in the opposite direction, only to be shoved and locked into an empty room by the Nekazawa family servants. So Nekazawa shows his face and is super excited this happened, but Tamaki is like having a meltdown because he looks over at the net and sees Hikaru and Haruhi like really close together. So they're not quite sure how to get out, but Hikaru's their mom is a fashion designer, so he always has a little sewing kit in his pocket. So he has the sewing kit, and Haruhi cuts them from the net with a
That
little.
was Haruhi's sewing kit.
I thought it. I thought it was
No,
Hikaru's.
that was Haruhi's. Hikaru would never be that prepared for anything in the world.
I just thought
No,
since
that
it
was
was
Haruhi's sewing kit.
fashion. Oh, okay. Well,
No,
it's
she pulled it out of
Haruhi's.
his pocket and he was like, "That's weirdly girly of you."
Well,
And
the next part. So she has to lean over him to cut the rope from behind him and get him all untangled because like you're hanging there
it's
and you're
kind of
going
like
through it.
this.
Remember, I
See
can't
what-
see you.
Hold up. Oh, well, I put my fingers like this is a person and this is a person,
Yeah, their
and they're
legs are
kind of
hanging
like that.
out, and so they have to untangle and cut the rope. And so she has to lean over him, so her like boobs are in his face, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "No, it's fine. Take your time." And you can just see how flustered he is, and Tamaki is just like melting down around the corner. Um,
Okay.
but in the most dramatic way, he does not break character in this whole scaring thing, which I thought was hilarious. So Kaoru and Soga have a little chat, and Soga learns that the twins were actually planning to have him appear to be a brave hero in front of Momoka, but moving, which made him feel like really sentimental. And I thought it was really good on the twins. I don't know. I love the twins after we've had like
Mhm.
those few episodes, like when we got to know them individually.
They're phenomenal. We
Um,
stand the twins.
yes, that lightning thunderstorm church scene was like when I was like, all right, we stand him. We stand him real
Painful.
hard.
I absolutely fell in love with Hikaru when I first watched this. One, I was like 13 and this was my everything. And Hikaru was my guy. Now being older, I understand that I'm more of a Tamaki girl, and that's fine. But I have the biggest soft spot for Hikaru. Like that poor child.
I would
I
end
love
up
him.
falling for what's his name?
Mori.
I love Mori. I would either fall for Mori, but I would probably end up being more gravitated towards I can't think of his name. He's on my shirt that you gave me.
Kyoya?
Yeah, Kyoya. I don't know.
I would definitely. Well, honestly, I'd probably date Bossa Nova because I absolutely adore her.
I would for other reasons, and it's
So
his voice.
he's actually like my favorite character in the series. He
Wow.
in the manga he does like last through this. Him and Haruhi are friends, and it's like I just love him so much. He's so awkward.
I like him so
Ah,
far. We
I'm
only had a
sorry.
good few
I'll get
episodes.
crazy.
Okay.
I love when Christopher Sabat shows up in things and I know he's coming. I just could not wait for you to be like, is oh my I'm
Broke
sorry.
up. I
Continue.
couldn't hear you. You broke up, but I knew what you were saying. It was like, is this All Might?
Oh,
It is. I love All Might. And I
dang it.
knew it was
Well,
Christopher Sabat
I
as soon as
won't
I
go
heard the
over it
voice.
again.
Okay. So here we go.
Yeah.
So where did I leave off? Okay, they're gonna have him appear brave in front of Momoka. He admits that he's happy with however, that he's happy with the way things are, much like Tamaki's view of his host club family. You know, it's kind of like the safety zone there. Like, if I change something, what if it goes wrong and all that? I like how things are right now. To Kaoru, though, it means that Tamaki's dream of oh no, I skipped a line. So during this, Kaoru muses to Soga about the carriage being turned back into a pumpkin, which Soga doesn't understand. But to Kaoru, though, it means that Tamaki's dream of keeping everyone together must end one day, and that his special relationship to his twin, Hikaru, must also end. So he's kind of realizing that people part ways, you start your own life. Like, it's kind of like that little like high school is like, or those that age is a special time, and you're not going to be able to just spend 24/7 with your best friends all the time. And when they said that, I was like, the good days have
You just die a
passed.
little bit.
Yeah, I'll never go back to band and theater times when I just got to be dumb with my friends all the time
I
or
know.
college. Or that's why I stayed at Marketplace for so long because it was just that group of all of us before we all split
I
up.
know. It was so toxic though.
I know, but there was just this fun. I don't know.
I know. It
I
was
just
a
hung out
wonderful
there
time.
all the time, pre-shift, post-shift. I don't
I
know.
know. We were
It,
there forever. Like
it
we
was just
wouldn't
like
leave.
high school. I don't know. It was
It was.
wanted
It
to
was
hang out.
really fun. It was really fun. It was a really good time.
Memories all
Anyway,
alone in the blue. Okay. So so everybody reunites, and eventually all of class 1A is all together. So after they meet up with everyone, they tell them they were worried and called off the contest just to look for everybody else. So while class A 1A stands there, Nakazawa scares them all by casting an enormous shadow of Beelzebub, the little puppet cat thing, over the dome of the room that they're in, and everybody just freaks out and runs. So the next day, the headline of the school newspaper reads, "Everyone in class 1A is a captain of all cowards," and has photographs of them, and I thought that was hilarious. Um, but Momoko tells Soga that she heard about his willingness to be scared just so she could be happy, and is really impressed and like touched by the thought. And it's alters their dynamic from static to evolving. She's like, maybe there's something there.
mm,
So Hikaru and Haruhi are walking together, talking, and Kaoru is close behind, considering what he'll do when Hikaru's dynamic changes the day Hikaru finds someone beside him to turn for comfort. Basically, like when he starts his own life and maybe gets married one day, and that person is now going to be his confiding person. And so the carriage has to turn back into a pumpkin. And that really doesn't make
so
sense right
sad.
there, but it's just saying the fairy tale has to end. And I was like, "Hmm." And that's the episode.
You okay? It is sad. It is sad.
Growing up sucks,
Much
everyone.
sad.
That's the whole moral of this episode.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But luckily, it's almost over. You just have to listen to me give you voice actors for two characters, which is Soga and Kurakono. So let's go. We're gonna do Soga first. His English voice actor is Kyle Herbert. He plays Ryu in Street Fighter, the video games, and any cartoon affiliation with said video game. He plays older Gohan in Dragon Ball Z, Wasake Itadori, and uh Yoshinobu Gakaganji in Jujutsu Kaisen, which is the old
Okay.
guy.
I was like, why did his
Sorry.
name
Like I was
sound
like,
so familiar? Jujutsu Kaisen.
so he plays Yuji's grandfather and the old man with the very long mustache in Jujutsu Kaisen, the
Gosh.
bald.
Okay, I don't like that
Uh
guy.
I know. No, he sucks. He also plays another guy who sucks, Madarame in Persona 5, but then a guy who doesn't suck so much, Facum in My Hero Academia, and Atomic Samurai in One Punch Man, which is also dope, and yet another guy who doesn't suck, Kiba in Boruto and Naruto, and he plays Norikaki in JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Oh, no, Lauren. You cannot just say Norikaki and not say Kakyoin because you love Kakyoin. Get it in your head in Stardust Crusaders. And I am still upset about Kakyoin. Michael knows. Michael, I'm mad. No one even mentioned it
Michael
after it
doesn't
happened.
listen to this.
Well, he has to because I'm mad and I need him to know that I'm mad because
Okay.
no one even mentions it. And he figured out everything. He's the reason that everything turns out the way it turns out. No one says anything and no one cares. And Michael, I'm furious. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the next one. Japanese voice actor is Shinonori Yamazaki, and he plays Dominic in Eureka 7, and that's kind of it.
Oh.
Um, And then Kurokano, her English voice actor is Carrie Savage. She plays I found a lot of credits for this, but I've never heard of it in my life. But she's done it like 50 different times. She's a much older voice actor. And she plays Hakufu Hakufu Sanasa Saku. Yes, Hakufu Sansaku. There you go. That's what it sounds like quickly. That was very difficult. In Shin Iki Tausen, which sounds familiar, but I have no idea what it is. Someone tell me. Then she plays Toya in Vampire Knight, who's a very tired little vampire girl who sucks. Plays Rachel Boyd in Soul Eater and Mei Ling in The Gray Man. Oh, and Keiya in One Piece. I found a lot of those too. Japanese voice actor is Tomomi Watanabe. And the only thing that I recognized in their very smallest of things was Hanako from Mob Psycho 100. So that's that. Those be your people. Here's episode 22. Mori Senpai has an apprentice candidate. Huzzah. Netflix summary. After some time with the host, Bad Boy Casanoda. I keep forgetting his name is actually Casanoda and not Casanova. Bad Boy Casanoda starts looking at things differently, and he's looking at Haruhi in a whole new way, too.
All right, here we go. So the episode begins at the Casanoda Syndicate's main house and family residence. If you don't know what syndicate means, it's gangs. So Ritsu Casanoda is a student of class 1D at Ouran, and he walks past a group of really tough looking men and we tell him to have a good day at work, and several times before he just turns around and screams that I'm going to school, you idiots, which I thought was funny. Because as soon as he yelled, I was like, is that Christopher Sabat? Is that All Might? That's like immediately when I texted you. It took one word and I was like, because I love him.
So good.
I love him.
No, he's wonderful.
Just I love finding him in everything because he plays everything. So Tetsuya, a younger clan member, asks if he'll be taking the car, but Ritsu declines. As he walks away, the crew advises Tetsuya to be more careful in how he addresses the young lord because his glare seemed more vicious than usual today. An indication in their minds that he's ticked off at some stupid kid at school. So, hint to something else. In fact, Ritsu is more preoccupied with another student, Takashi Morinozuka. Mori. So in the music room, the hosts are cosplaying, of course, in samurai costumes. And it's a cosplay basic. And I skipped a line. I was like, why did I just write that? Haruhi expresses her surprise that it's so popular, and the twins tell her it's a cosplay basic. And Honey adds that the girls who love it are simply, they're just really crazy about it. Renge unravels a little mini history lesson about the Ikidaya Inn and the noble like Shinsegumi just getting all hyped about her telling this about herself telling this story. So Kyoya compliments Renge on her suggestion that the guests be allowed to project identities onto the hosts instead of giving them specific roles, and their friendly exchange indicative goodness of a normalized relationship between those two. So it's just showing that Renge is still on her acting and personalities for people, and I don't know, but it's okay when they're cosplaying. So Mori sits with his the girls, discussing who he favors when the host suddenly leaps up and lunges his sword through the soji drawer. Tamaki thinks he's angry because he's finally lost patience with his lackluster script, but Mori declares no, they have an intruder. Ritsu is seen rushing towards Mori with an angry face. It's not an angry face, it's just his face. Only to fall on the ground in humility, begging for Mori to take him as an apprentice. Kyoya rattles off on pertinent information regarding the first year, calling him a human weapon, which Ritsu denies. Tamaki asks why he wants to be Mori's apprentice, and the twins begin to call him Casanova and Bossa Nova instead of Casanoda. causing the young lord to grimace angrily. When they point out his scary face, he grows despondent, saying it's been this way since he was a kid. There's a lovely flashback showing Ritsu as a toddler, then as a young boy, each with a fearful face, but being taught the ways of being a crime syndicate family from his dad. But now he wants his friends and doesn't know how to breach the social gap between himself and others because basically he turns everyone to ice with his face. He has RBF, and I love that they actually show people like turning to ice as an example. Um, he hopes that Mori, who in his words has a face like a watchdog from hell, but has a lot of friends and admirers, will be able to teach him his secret. In classic fashion, Tamaki refuses to help him until the host club begs him to help him, and then it becomes his absolutely one and only thing he's going to hyperfixate on. Um, so the first
Maki
thing
just has like really bad ADD.
that's exactly what it is. He's a golden retriever, high golden retriever
Yeah.
energy there.
Yeah, we love it.
So the first thing he tells Ritsu is that he must obtain a lovely item like honey that softens his appearance just by being near him. The others agree that without honey, Mori's just a big, like scary thing, and an idea that shocks the tall host, who then vehemently denies this is the case, while Honey sadly asks if he's being used as a prop. Um, Tamaki sets the twins to work to fix his Ritsu's Yankee fashion sense is what he calls it. And they alter him to make him appear totally ridiculous without intention. And everyone pretends not to notice his red hair, polka dot scarf, and Kuma-chan, which is his lovely item. So the following day, Ritsu approaches Mori and Honey, offering to carry Mori's school bag. As he moved towards them, Mori shoves him back, and so you think like, "Oh my gosh, why is he shoving him?" But oh, I lost my note. Where did I go? Oh, he pushes him back just in time to avoid being hit by a fallen potted plant and then another. So in the music room, Ritsu states that he believes that someone is after Mori. Tamaki considers for a few seconds, but then goes back to his "we got to turn Bossa Nova into the best friendly person ever" project. While the hosts are discussing some makeover plans, Haruhi gives Ritsu a cup of tea and sits with him, which is, I just love that Haruhi's just like a comfort to people. And I love
She's
this.
very motherly.
Yeah, but I love this scene because it's the classic, am I gay?
I ship it. I cannot tell you how many fics I've read of the two of them.
I
They're
love them
so
two
cute.
together, but his little like
They're so cute.
re-examining his whole life right here was, I thought, pretty funny and done really sweetly.
Also, good for him. Like his thoughts were so pure that whole time. He wasn't just like, no,
wasn't
how dare
like,
I? He was
how
just
dare
like, oh
I?
my
Yeah,
God,
it was
this
just
is
like,
so new.
I learned a new thing about myself, I guess.
It's so sweet. This show does that really well because Tamaki very obviously was into Haruhi first minute thinking,
no, because we'll explain that at the end of this episode. I mean, it's something we address. Basically, he just has that whole thought. Yeah, I break it down.
Huh.
Here we go.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
Spoilers, Lauren. I'm just kidding. Spoilers for a show that's 15 years old.
We've already watched. That's the whole reason for everyone should have just watched it.
Okay, so where did I go? Oh, they're having tea. Ritsu finds him, Haruhi, strangely compelling and very much like a chick, as he says. But Tamaki is Tamaki is heard saying that Ringei's little inside scoop on lovely items right now in style right now is kitty ears, and suggested the twins should go all the way on this idea. But basically, do I cut back to this? Yeah. Okay. So, but Ritsu and Haruhi are sitting there, and they're just kind of talking and about life, and he's just like sitting there considering, like, do I like them? Is he, having that whole breakdown? Am I gay? But he's. I think I go back into this later. Do I? Am I getting ahead of myself? I think I'm jumbling.
I'm confused.
I'll find it. I think it is another
Go
one.
back to cat ears.
Go back to cat ears.
Okay.
Okay. So
Go back to cat ears. That's what I knew.
So Tetsuya arrives and sees his young lord dressed as a kitty cat maid because they went all the way, but tells him he can do as he likes in his spare time, which is a very supportive guy. Ritsu, utterly embarrassed, runs away.
Best friend.
Yeah, good guy. So Ritsu is hiding in the garden maze, feeding an injured bird he's nursed back to health. I love him. Haruhi finds him, and they converse easily, and something Ritsu finds he can never do with a girl, except Haruhi's just a guy, which totally confuses him. Then a can of red paint comes flying at them. Oh, I didn't write it. Okay, so when they're having tea, basically there's this moment where he's like, I think I like him. Do we want to hang out more? And then like she friend zones him real hard. And I was like, oh
Oh yes,
is it in this
brutal.
episode or is it?
It's so brutal. Yes. Oh no,
or is
it's
it
the next
next episode?
It's the next episode.
So that's what it is. That's what I was getting confused on.
Episode.
They have tea again, and that happens in the next. Okay, I thought I was like missing a bullet point. I was like,
it's
I
the next episode
because
it is.
It's such a sweet moment, and then you're like,
so painful. She just destroys it.
Okay, next episode. Okay, I'm not missing a bullet point. I was like, I know I wrote that. Okay. Just then a can of red paint comes flying at them, but it's intercepted by Honey, which I love that they're just like out of nowhere. I just love when the whole host group teams up to protect one of their own. I don't know. It makes me all warm and fuzzy inside, and it's like my favorite feeling. But it's intercepted by Honey, so only a bit of paint splashes on Haruhi's blazer, which I love because Tamaki runs over and is like, "Is that blood?" But the hosts join them just in time to see Mori apprehending two rough-looking students, the same ones from the movie shoot that we don't like, that were roughhousers. How old am I? They accuse Ritsu of kidnapping Boss Sendo's son. Roughhouses and hooligans. That's not even in my notes. That was my brain. The roughhouses. I was like, Lord.
Youths.
So while Hikaru and Kaoru are enjoying tying up the ruffians, Honey and Mori admit that they knew it was Ritsu being targeted the whole time, but kept quiet about it so they could capture the culprit. So basically they used him as bait for a little bit until they could figure it out. Ritsu inquires why they would, here we go, this is it, why they would help him, and Mori pats his head saying, we can tell who the bad guys are by looking at them. A statement which Ritsu finds touching, and especially from someone he admires, which just like in this part, I was like,
Mori doesn't speak, but when he speaks, is good.
It's great.
It's great.
So
it was so sweet.
I love Mori. So Tetsuya arrives and berates the teenage goons, revealing to Ritsu that he is the son of the head of the Sendo syndicate, but left home because of their cutthroat tactics, which is like, that's why he's so kind to him, because he understands the pressures. Flashback to Tetsuya on the street, sitting alone in the rain, when Ritsu extends both an umbrella and a hand in friendship, earning Tetsuya's loyalty and devotion. So through his kindness is how he made a friend, no matter how he looked. So Ritsu asks Tetsuya to wait for him as he heads back to Music Room 3 to apologize to Haruhi, who went to go clean up, for ruining his blazer in this point. Upon finding the music room empty, he's like, hello. He goes into the prep room without warning, because they're just both a bunch of bros. And there's Haruhi in the midst of changing, shirtless. She just has her bra on. Realizing that he is a she, Ritsu just reacts in the only way possible in this anime and just like screams and runs out of the room. He learns about Haruhi's gender by accident, which is exactly how Tamaki learned. And there's a lot of parallels with them.
Mm-hmm.
The host club busts in to see this happening, and that's how the episode ends. And then picks up right in the next episode where that ended.
All right. Well, we have, gosh, how many people do I have in this?
Christopher Sabat.
We're just going to go down. Number 1, we got Ritsu Kasanoda. Of course, his English voice actor is Christopher Sabat. If you don't know who that is, you are insane. But I'm gonna tell you, he plays Zoro in One Piece. Rorano Zoro. I can never say his name correctly. I read it like Rororo every
Row,
time.
row, row.
I just read Rororo Zoro every time, and I know
I
that's
like
wrong, and
that.
I don't care. Uh, he also plays Despa in Ranking of Kings, Toshinori Yagi or All Might in My Hero Academia, Danro Ozo in Fire Force, Anyai Soma or Anyaime Soma in Fruits Baskets. Forgive me, I do not watch Fruits Baskets. Vegeta and Piccolo in Dragon Ball Z, Goro Sasabe in Free, Yami Tsukihiro in Black Clover, Keith Swarman in Attack on Titan, Christoph Christophe Giacometti. There, I can never say that either. In Yuri on Ice. Oh, it's so freaking hard. This one I hate too. Kakayu Kaka Yugo Yugioki. Kaka Yugioki. Oh,
Ah,
in
ah.
Tokyo Ravens. I tried that 3 times yesterday and still could not say it correctly. Albert Inde in The Devil is a Part-Timer, and of course, Alex Louise
There it
Armstrong in Full Metal
is.
Alchemist
I was like,
Brotherhood.
dang, is she leaving this at the end? Yes.
I would never. But the next guy is also pretty stinking cool. The Japanese voice actor for Bossa Nova
Bossa Nova.
is Wataru Hanato or Hatano. There we are. Sorry, Hatano, and he plays Osawa in Bubble, Burton in Moriarty the Patriot. Oh, can I even say this? Haruta Shigemo?
Mm.
Shigemo in Jujutsu Kaisen, Hitoshi Shoto in My Hero Academia, uh, Gregory Popovich in Yuri on Ice, Taro in Mob Psycho 100, uh, Mitor Mitojiro Kaji in Bungo Stray Dogs, Metal Bat in One Punch Man, Josuke Higashikata in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is unbreakable. It's a lot of great people. Also, Josuke is best boy. He is the best boy all of in all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I love him. I will marry him. I don't care what anyone says. Him and his best friend are idiots, and I just love him so much. Anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk about Josuke Higashikata. We will get to that eventually. All right. Who else do I got? And then I also have his friend Sindo, who the nice guy. His English voice actor is John Bergermeyer. He plays Adam Whiteley in Moriarty the Patriot, teacher in the case study of Vanitas. Tien Shinhan. I know it's Shinhan, but I think it's Tien. I'm probably saying this wrong, and I'm sorry, everyone who likes Dragon Ball Z. It's from Dragon Ball Z.
Sam will correct you.
Plays
Don't worry
Soma
about it.
in Sam, I'm sorry.
I get
I don't mean to
texts.
ruin Dragon Ball Z for you. It's been a long time. Uh, does he just complain about how horribly I say
There's
things?
only one
Because I'll
time.
cry.
There's only one time he goes, that pronunciation of that one name made me die inside. That's the only time he
What?
said
What?
something. Everything else is fine. It's normally me saying something bizarre, but there was only once, and I laughed. I go, man, we have a hard time pronouncing names. I don't remember who it
Sam,
was.
which one was it? Was it me or was it Bridget?
It was you.
So
Let me find
yeah.
it. You keep going.
I
I'll tell you what it
I don't want
is.
to know. Oh, I'm devastated. Okay, well, all right. He also plays Clayman, and that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Ed Shot in My Hero Academia, and Dieter in Attack on Titan, that one guy that I was a butt about. And Paul Jones and Black Butler, and
Teacher.
Falsetto.
The best
I'll
meltdown
talk
of
with
this
his brother
episode was us yelling that we were, and we were both correct, but us yelling about it.
I know. There
Who would
was
name
literally
two
no point.
characters
It
the
was so
same
stupid.
name in the same scene? Bad
Someone who
planning.
really wants to watch two girls just destroy their friendship.
Over the stupid. They weren't even big characters. They're both dead.
No, they were so minor. We never see them again after those couple episodes. They're
They
just
rode those horses
gone.
and
And
straight up died.
uh, I'm, it was
Do
so
you
stupid.
want to know? I found
Uh,
it. Do you want to know what it
anyway,
is?
yes, I do.
So it was October 17th. So it was last month. It was the one where I couldn't think of Kevin Conroy for Batman. And I was like, what does that name sound familiar? Was he Batman? It was not. See, I'm normally the one getting fact checked. Um, you pronounce his name is Kyosoma. It's Kyosohma. You pronounced it apparently Ko Soma. And he goes, hearing Lauren saying
Oh,
Ko so
you
Kyosoma
know
is
what?
Ko Soma hurt me physically.
You know what? I'm not even mad about it though, because I am so Texan at this point that I
Ko,
cannot
yeah,
help it. And I don't even notice it. Okay, I feel better now.
that
I
was
feel
it.
better now,
That's
Sam. Thank
all.
you. Great. I really do try. It's really hard, y'all.
It is hard.
It's a lot of names.
We're
It's a lot.
American. We're not cultured in
Um,
how to pronounce other people's
and
names, and it's
I
very
would like
sad.
to be cultured, and I am trying,
We're putting
and
an effort
I'm
in more
so
than most
sorry.
Americans, so
Okay, so Japanese voice actor is Daisuke Namikawa. That one was okay. Now I'm just really like
you good,
aware
bro? You
of
good, bro?
myself. Okay. Well, he plays Narcisco in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean Fudge. He
Stone
plays
Ocean Fudge.
Stone Ocean Fudge. That's the new name, actually. They instead of naming everyone after rock stars, they named them after different desserts.
I'm here for it. What a great British Bake Off anime spinoff. I'm in.
Oh no, that's Food Wars.
Oh, I guess that is actually a show. Anime. What haven't they done?
He also plays, I'm not even going to try to say this name. He plays the guy that makes the swords in Demon Slayer, the hot one.
Ah, yeah, yeah. We've
That
said
one.
him before, yeah.
Yes. He plays Chozo in Jujutsu Kaisen. And I don't know who it is. I did not know the face, so I'm assuming it's from the movie. Um, I think that's the person. He plays Moojin Park in God of High School. Gilbert, well, I did not put where that was from. So he plays a guy named Gilbert Bunglevalia. Don't know who that is because I did not write down where he's from. My bad. He plays Momoshiki Suki Atsusuki. 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 Yes, in Boruto. That was hard. He also plays Giorno in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Eyes of Heaven, so he's like the main character in that. He plays Yu uh, Narukami in Persona 4. All the Persona games are coming to PlayStation in January. Catch me at that PlayStation, boy. Wirt in the Japanese version of Over the Garden Wall, which made me so freaking happy. And of course, Toru. Oh no, okay, can't be. Of course, in the original run of Hunter x Hunter, he played Hisoka. He doesn't play him in the new one, and he plays Toru Oikawa in Haikyuu. The English voice actor was. Oh, I didn't even put that person. No, I already did that. I just missed a whole freaking character because he just. I don't know what I did to it. I just have English and Japanese voice actor and no name above it. So that person will not receive any credit, and I am so sorry that that happened.
They're gonna listen to this
The end.
episode now.
Probably. Well, I don't think so because apparently the English voice actor for that person's name was Jay Wilson, and I just put nope, and then there was no listed voice actor for the Japanese voice actor. So,
So Chozo is in the show. And he's a lot more in the manga, obviously, but he's in
yeah, I
not
don't
the
remember
movie,
him
but the show. I think we only see him once right now because he's a character bigger later on. Because I also when
later.
I yeah,
Okay.
because I looked him up and I was like, why don't I know him either? I think he might be the
I mean, it's been
guy.
a while
I think no,
since
the guy in
I've
the
watched
sewer
the
was
show.
what's his name?
Yeah, it's a different guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
But I
I need to
cannot
rewatch the
recognize
show
his face.
anyway. But yeah, I also don't recognize him. But it
Yeah.
says he's was in the show, not in the movie. Which have you still not seen the movie,
Yeah, I don't know.
bro?
No, I
It's
still haven't
great.
watched it. I
I
know,
don't
I
know
need to
if
watch it. I
it's
just
is it
I'm in a
streaming
depression.
anywhere?
It's on Crunchyroll now.
Oh, it's on Crunchyroll. Okay, because I also want to rewatch that. It's
Hmm.
great.
Like 5 people have reminded me. They're like, it's on Crunchyroll, and I'm like, yes, I'm aware. I'm a sad girl. Leave me alone. Sad girl needs to go to Sunken Place, and I have other anime obligations that I record about. So get out. Anyway, episode 23, Tamaki's Unwitting Depression. Here's your Netflix summary. Now that Kasanoda's hooked on Haruhi, his constant presence in the music room is stirring some troubling emotions in the hearts of a few hosts.
Baby, just two.
Ta-da!
Here we
Just
go.
two.
So episode picks up exactly where the last one ended, with Ritsu and Haruhi facing off in the prep room of Music Room 3, where Haruhi was chinking and he realizes he is a she. He freaks out, runs into the twins, who are like ready to square up. Call him a peeping Tom, and they get real serious. And Honey, who states that Ritsu's denials of perversion sound like a guilty conscience. And knowing the Hanazoka's reputation, Ritsu is terrified of Honey, which I love that it's so easy to forget that Honey is like the most deadly person in the world. And I just freaking love that. Um, and so then the quite big statement of the episode is so Fujioka is a girl, and everything stops. Hikaru and Kaoru decide inducing amnesia is necessary and get ready to hit him with the baseball bat until Kyoya, of course, calmly intercedes with, "That's enough, you two. Leave assault and battery to the professionals." That was my best Kyoya accent. I mean, impersonation.
It's pretty
Jeez.
good. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like, if you had just gone into that, I would have assumed you were him.
That's enough, you two. He always starts and goes down. And so I don't know. I'm obsessed with him, obviously. So Tamaki is
It's
rapidly
okay.
regressing, and Kyoya does what Kyoya does best: ruthless intimidation with a smile. So Haruhi tells everyone to knock it off and apologizes for their rudeness. The twins ask Ritsu, "Now that you know Haruhi's a girl, are you in love?" And Tamaki's head explodes. Later, at the Kasanoda residence, Ritsu's fellas weep in frustration, uncertain as to why their young lord can't eat and won't talk to them. Tetsuya divulges that he accidentally caught Ritsu admitting that he's in love with Fujioka Haruhi. So when they ask if he's got a chance at winning her heart, Tetsuya says that Haruhi
And
is really,
he's a him at this point. Like, they all
yeah,
think that Haruhi is a boy, and they're just like,
Lauren,
no,
that's
he's in love.
literally the
We have to
sentence I'm
support
about
it.
to finish saying.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm supposed to interact with you. I'm sorry. I'm
Like about to
trying.
say for a guy, like all dramatically. So they ask
I'm
like if he's
so
got a
sorry.
chance at winning it, and Tetsuya says, "Well, Haruhi has a cute face for a dude," and pandemonium ensues. By himself, Ritsu comes to the conclusion that Haruhi must be in some sort of trouble that forces her to dress like a boy and pledges to keep her secret. I love that he gets like real protective though. Like she must be doing this
He's
because she's in
adorable.
danger. Um,
Kasanoda is the sweetest of all the boys. That's just a fact.
with the
Love him.
sexiest voice ever. Um, just love it. Anyway, the next day, Ritsu visits the host club as a guest and requests Fujioka. Oh, this is the tea scene.
Mm-hmm.
Serenge rises on her rig, per usual, with her maniacal laughter, and says, "At last, the genuine article." So the flames sweep through the music room as Haruhi serves Ritsu tea, and they begin to talk. The twins watch the ongoing exchange and ask Kyoya to evict him because he's scaring the guests, to which Kyoya replies, "Oh no, I don't think he is." And he's right. The guests are, in fact, loving the situation, inviting their friends to come and witness something truly amazing, which a little problematic there. They're like gawking
Did
because
they
they don't.
call it did they call it Mo in the
Yes,
English version too? Okay. I didn't know if it was if they actually said that or not.
the
I
flames
just
of
thought it was
Mo.
weird.
Yeah.
The Flames of Mo.
I don't
Okay.
know what that means though.
Cool. Oh, it's another word for like yaoi, just boy love.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
gay.
that's it. Just slang.
Got it.
Right.
So yeah, I skipped that word because I didn't know what it meant. I just wrote it and I was like, I don't know what this is. Uh so everybody's gawking at
So
it. In desperation, the twins physically toss Tamaki towards the pair, and he manages to stand upright and walk like a robot towards the couple coming to sit in between them. Haruhi moves him to one side and tries to keep him busy with like a little finger puzzle, like a toddler. The twins persist, calling him on his cell phone and asking him to imagine Haruhi as a mob wife with him. And when Tamaki just like absolutely melts down and goes crazy, demanding that Ritsu leave and Ritsu leave Haruhi alone, and that he, as her father, forbids him to see her, referring to himself like his daddy again. Ritsu's understandably confused and states like what Tamaki has denied for so long, which is so interesting because I like that they started spinning it like this, that he is not Haruhi's father. He is not her protector, is basically what they're trying to say. Sorry, Peggy's like trying to eat my computer. Um, so waking from his faint that happened, he fainted on the opposite side of the music room. Tamaki lies on the floor, at long last admitting he is not Haruhi's father and he is not her protector. But why is he so jealous of other males paying her any attention? You sweet, dumb golden retriever.
I know he's an
Um,
idiot.
you like her, you
He's
dummy.
so stupid. So much could have been solved so quickly. It's fine.
Right?
It's
But
fine.
what a dummy. I love him though. So the hosts are all astounded at his continued stupidity. So as they all huddle around at the end of the room, Haruhi and Ritsu watch from the other side. Haruhi states that although Tamaki isn't a real dad, he sometimes acts like her dad. This restorative message recasts the spill on the carriage little thing, and Tamaki is rejuvenated in his convictions. That is until Ritsu asks Haruhi if he could come and visit her more often at the music room from time to time, like call on her, like the hosts and what are they called? Not guests. Clients? No, they call them something. I don't remember. Uh
Um,
there's like a word they
uh,
keep using.
why can't I remember that?
It's not guests. It's not clients. I don't know. We'll think of it in probably another episode. um so he wants to come visit
Now
her
I'm
and call on
upset.
her
I
from
don't
time to
know.
time. Harvey agrees that'd be nice to be better acquainted. He's like, okay. So then basically he's like about to declare his love for her, sees it, and then she goes, I'd love for us to be friends. And before he can even like try, he's already friend zoned before uttering a word. But also it's like he wasn't necessarily trying to friend zone him. She was just trying to be kind. She knows he needs friends. Anyway, it was the most brutal shoot down if you know
In
both sides.
the Japanese version, it definitely plays as she's aware of his feelings and she is not
Oh
interested.
no. I
Like the
definitely
way that it's done,
oh no.
she's like in the translation is slightly different because he was like, "Can I come see you from time to time?" And she's like, "Yeah, of course. It'd be great to further our relationship." And then it pauses and she goes, "As friends."
Oh yeah,
Like
it's definitely
dead
not like
ass,
that.
dead boys, just as friends.
Oh yeah,
And
it
she says it as
definitely.
loudly as
There's no
humanly
pause on the
possible.
dub. It's just like, yeah, I'd love to get to know as you as a friend, and then, oh, that's brutal. Brutal. Um, so
Oh, it is. It is. It's
everyone's caught
painful.
up in the drama and heartache, and they begin to cry tears of Mo devotion, declaring themselves to all be his friends. Renge leaves, saying "Adieu, adieu, brave one," as a poor Tamaki sits on the floor with Kyoya and Mori nearby. Tamaki admits feeling empathy with the rejected Ritsu because basically he's watching what could happen to him, which Kyoya points out is odd for a father figure. Duh, because it's not. The wheels
Hmm.
spin in Tamaki's mind, perhaps for the first time. Big old dummy. So then we see the host and their
Herbert.
guests, including Ritsu, playing kick the can on the lawn, which is so funny because the last episode, all he wanted to do was have someone play kick the can with him, which was so sad. Uh, Tetsu does though. Tamaki grabs Tamaki grabs Haruhi's hand and drags her along, just as he's done in the past. The twins and Kyoya, though, intrude on them as they group huddle under a table within the gazebo. Honey and Mori sit up in an adjacent tree, discussing how both Hikaru and Tamaki may be starting to understand their feelings towards Hari. I love that they all know, but they don't.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
I also like that they just all talk about it.
yeah, but the
They're just
poor
like, what's gonna happen?
poor Kaori, I mean, Kaoru and gosh, I keep saying Kaori, Kaoru and
She's dead,
Kyoya.
Bridget. You have to let her go.
That's too soon. That's too soon, Lauren. You made me watch that dumb, sad show, and then you weren't even there for 2 months. You're there. Anyway, here we go. Kaoru and Kyoya. That they may, but there may be someone even more oblivious than those two about their intentions toward the girl. The episode ends with Tamaki declaring that Haruhi belongs to him. And Haruhi goes, I don't belong to anybody. Because her independent spirit is one of the reasons they all adore her so much in the first place. And that's how the episode ends, which is great because then we go to the next episode, which is just a flashback. So we didn't even get to see the aftermath of her being like, I don't belong to anybody. Um,
I love this episode. I love this next episode so much.
it's really sweet. And I think
It's
it's such a great eye
perfect.
opener. Yeah.
I love it. It's a much softer side of Kyoya. And
Mm-hmm.
that's just nice to see. It's nice to see him like actually care about something and to see
Yes.
him crack a little bit. But anyway, this is the Netflix summary for episode 24 and
Oh,
So
was there no
Kyoya
voice
met him.
actors in the last one? I guess we knew everybody, right?
Oh no, there was all the same people.
Okay, cool.
Once intense rivals, Tamaki and Kyoya have built a solid, if unlikely, friendship by utilizing each other's strengths.
Bye, bye, bye. So here we go. We
Weird.
open as we usually do in Music Room 3 with the Ouran Host Club's guests. They keep my notes keep saying guests, so maybe it's guest, but I feel like there's something else. I don't
Maybe
know.
it is guests.
Feels wrong. Maybe it's because we
Hmm.
use guests so much for work. I
They
use
do say
guests.
client. Well, Kyoya says client.
Client, clientele, client. I don't know. I don't know. So they're
I
discussing
don't know.
kotatsu in the room. Kyoya looks up at Tamaki from his notebook as he expresses his hope that the girls will enjoy some home style service of dining under a kotatsu. While standing beside Kyoya, Haruhi asks if the kotatsu service was Tamaki's idea, to which Kyoya replies, yeah, and continues writing. And then she asks, why would someone as cool as you fall for a crazy idea like a high school host club? Kyoya looks over to where Tamaki stands with genuine affection and says, well, it was all because of a crazy idea. And then we go into our flashback, which is so here we go. It's 2 years before the first episode with Kyoya entering his final spring semester in middle school. We see Kyoya's bedroom suite, and it's vacant and empty and huge. There's like no life or personality in it. When he's depicted at school, we see him speaking with a ton of classmates who express friendliness with Kyoya. But when we see from Kyoya's perspective, he's just clocking him as like, oh, their dad is a major business person. Their dad is a major tech person. And I need to make friends with them so I can have an opportunity and I can have a way into this. It's very business oriented. What relationship can I make to better myself in this world? Um, so when he's invited to go to the mountains to stargaze with a person, Kyoya remarks to himself that he couldn't care less about stargazing, but is very interested in meeting the boy's very important father. So we see Kyoya back at home that evening where he's like writing notes or something, and his older sister Fuyumi, which why are all older sisters named Fuyumi? My Hero Academia.
Hmm?
I don't
Well,
know.
do you know any more older sister Funis or just those two?
Just those two, and so that's all.
So that's every
That
older
is
sister.
all, Lauren. For my repertoire, that
Great.
is a
Cool.
pretty great amount. Um, so
Oh no.
I lost my note. There it is. Okay, so he's very interested in the so Fumi berates him for imposing on the boy in order to gain access to his father. Kyoya replies that it's a simple give and take, so being very business minded again. Fuyumi then reminds him that as the third son, their father
Or
express father. It's late. My tongue stopped working. Father. There's a D in there now.
oh, I'm dead.
Expects. Oh my
So sorry.
god.
Bridget.
Expects
Oh my
less
gosh.
of him than their older brothers, to which Kyoya expresses regret, but determines not only to surpass his father's, this one paragraph's going to kill me, surpass his father's expectations, but to never step on his brother's toes in the process. So he wants to be the best. He wants to inherit everything, but he wants to earn it. He doesn't want to like undercut his brothers. He wants to earn it fair and square by being the best. So he's like working himself to death. So it's a daunting task expressed as being forced to paint a perfect picture already placed in a magnificent frame. Which, if you're in the poster community, you absolutely understand that sometimes the frame is more expensive than the poster.
A lot of
So
times the frame is more expensive,
most of
especially
the
if you use
time, yeah.
museum glass. Do not do that.
But it's worth it because it keeps everything good and it doesn't fade. You know how many posters have faded without
The
it?
one frame, the one frame I put museum glass on is For the Road, which is my favorite book of all time. The one frame I put it on, it fell and shattered. It's just
That's
sitting
the
in my room without
worst.
glass right now. Like I'm literally staring at it and
Because you
I'm
can't
angry.
fix it because it's glass. That's so sad.
No, and I might have
Uh,
to redo the whole frame. It is what it is. It's
I'm so
fine. I'm
sorry,
sad.
Lauren. That
Continue.
was a touchy
Thank you.
subject. I'm so sorry. Uh, so
Okay, you didn't know. You didn't know.
Fuyumi compliments his ambition, but asks, "Is that going to make you happy?" Her brother replies that his happiness is irrelevant, implying that all his emotions are likewise. He's going to be very robotic and get this done. Kyoya's voice is heard as a voiceover, commenting on his brother's successes of the four Otori males, and they're all being seated at the dining table. Which I love that they kind of their faces are all like blurred out, and you only see Kyoya's. So Kyoya's father commands that his son befriend Tamaki Suo. Suo? That's how you say it, right? Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. I just
You
corrected
are
myself.
correct.
Yes, it's Suo. Uh,
Yes. Yes.
a new transfer student because it would be in our family's best interest. Despite Fuyumi's why previous words, the Otori patriarch makes it quite clear that Kyoya must surpass his brothers in order to please him. Desperate for recognition, Kyoya agrees to befriend Tamaki, remarking to himself that it's going to be an easy task. Little does he know. Kyoya researches Tamaki on his laptop. His initial opinion of the chairman's son is disdain and envy for the love child's easy path to patriarchy of the Suo family. Because remember, Tamaki is a bastard. He is a snow. He's born out of wedlock. An affair. So the next day at
Game of
school,
Thrones is showing, Bridget.
I just started season 5, episode 1 today. So hi. We're breezing through that rewatch. I've been having to deal with Ramsey, who just stopped becoming a Snow and now is Ramsey Bolton. Anyway, that'll be another one of our Patreon episodes. Okay. So next day, Tamaki is introduced to Kiyoya and Ayami, the class representatives. Tamaki rushes over to Ayami's beautiful hair, and when she blushes, Kiyoya wonders if Tamaki's effect is based on his European upbringing, which made me really think, like, is Tamaki French? I feel like he's French, because that would make so much more sense on his loving, doting. He is? Yes?
Yeah, they say that he's French in the show. They already said it. He
Oh,
lived in
well,
France
I
with his
absolutely
mom.
forgot about that, and that makes so much more sense about his personality now. So that's great. I'm glad I nailed that,
He's
even though
very
they told
French.
me and I didn't hear it. Um, so the two boys shake hands, and Kiyoya invites Tamaki to tour the school, and he happily agrees. As they walk, Tamaki asks Kiyoya if he has a kotatsu at home, and sadly saying that his own home has more Western decor. Kiyoya disparages Tamaki's fascination with Japanese culture to himself as he informs him that his family does not own a kotatsu, but does have Japanese decor. Tamaki apologizes for being insensitive about asking about the kotatsu since he knows that only happy Japanese families have one. Oh, burn! Sorry. Uh, Kiyoya
I
promises
love him.
to promises to place a kotatsu in his home if Tamaki ever visits. Tamaki's thrilled, hugging the class rep, and insists that he and Kiyoya are now best friends, assuming that he can call Kiyoya by his first name despite not being given permission, because it's a very respect thing. Like, you have to be given permission, you know. It's the same in most cultures other than America. Um, so we're back in Kiyoya's bedroom where Fiumi is questioning her brother's best friend status with Tamaki that happened in only one day. And she's like going through his drawers and stuff, which is really funny because that's what I do to my brother. I'm just absolutely nosy when I'm in his room and he's in there trying to do something. And
I'm
I'm
just
just,
destroying everything.
that's absolutely what I do to my brother too, though. I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Can I
Normal.
do this? Can I knock this over? Goodbye. Because I just want his attention. Anyway, Yoya remarks that Tamaki doesn't understand the meaning of best friends and wonders if the boy is even fluent in Japanese. He admits that although Tamaki was able to draw him in like all the others, he considers Tamaki a complete idiot. He's also not wrong, but with a heart of
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah.
The next day, Tamaki tells Kiyoya he wants to visit Kyoto, listing several tourist locations not located in Kyoto. Kyoya corrects his misperceptions, but agrees to show Tamaki the sights. And while in Kyoto, Kyoya reflects upon Tamaki's illogical yet charming nature and is having already won over their basically their entire class. Jeez, impu- where did I just lose my ass? When Tamaki starts to annoy Kyoya, Kyoya creates the perfect itinerary for visiting Hokkaido. Hokkaido. Anyway,
I know.
Hokkaido?
I'm just Hokkaido.
Hokkaido. Why is there two K's then? Anyway, only to be told that he should be hitting the books for finals by none other than Tamaki. That evening, the calm facade is shattered, and Kyoya rants to Fiumi. I've never wanted to hit someone so badly in my entire life. Instead of being shocked, Fiumi is secretly pleased to see that her brother is actually expressing emotion and feeling something, which that's so sad.
Sweet though.
You know, it is. She's like, oh, maybe this kid's getting to him. So the next Sunday, Fiumi meets Kyoya at the front door and tells him that his friend is here. Inside, he hears Tamaki playing the piano for the first time, bringing him to tears. Later, as the boys are making small talk, Tamaki cuts to the heart of the matter and asks Kyoya's true feelings towards heading the Otori family. Kyoya reveals his envy of Tamaki's ease of succession in the Suo family, to which Tamaki replies that given his grandmother's dislike of him, succession is not guaranteed. I'm sure they're mad that they're the bastard child in the family and it's drama. Poor kid. And he doesn't have it easy. Tamaki's cavalier attitude infuriates Kyoya, who tosses over the table at which where they're sitting and berates Tamaki for being ungrateful while wondering to himself how Tamaki's able to see through his own facade of complacency about the situation. Tamaki is undaunted and openly challenges Kyoya to shape his future to his own designs, after which he laughed for the only time that we have seen so far in this series. Because he got to him. He got to his heart.
Yeah.
His metaphor of life as a canvas reappears, now going well beyond the frame of his prior limits to find his own path. So we go back to winter with the two friends seated at a kotatsu. Because it's basically like a table that is like a heater that keeps you warm to eat at.
Yeah.
Which I would love that. Because currently right now I'm having to eat and sit everywhere with a blanket on my legs.
Well, in most traditional Japanese homes, they don't have central air. So it's how they keep warm whenever it's really cold outside.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So they're seated at a kotatsu, accurately reflecting their little happy friendship. Tamaki outlines his plans for the host club, to which Kyoya initially deems ephemeral. Still, because he's come to view Tamaki as a true friend who accepts him as he is, he realizes that the boy will continue to expand his horizons for the better. In his tea, Kyoya spies an upright leaf, an omen of good fortune, and he genuinely smiles because their friendship is good and they love each other.
So
and they're
sweet.
The bestest friends.
I adore them.
It's so cute. I thought this episode was so adorable. And I just love that you get to see why Kyoya is always like, why is this smart businessman with all these things to do absolutely in all these crazy ideas and humors Tamaki? And it's because Tamaki helped him realize that he could be himself and he could do all that fun business stuff, but he could do it on his own terms and do whatever he wants. And it's just
and he's protecting the child that Tamaki is because he's such a gift to freaking everyone. And it's devastating how pure and sweet and genuine their weird little friendship is.
It's adorable.
And they really do just kind of complete each other, you know?
It's
so nice.
Oh,
they're the best friends. I love them.
When you're the best of friends.
And now after watching this, you can see why he reacts so strongly in that horrible beach episode.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's trying to protect Tamaki by teaching her a lesson. And it's a bad lesson, and he does it wrong. But it's out of love for his best friend. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, so I have two characters to give you for voices in this episode. One is for Fuyumi. Her English voice actor is Christine Otten. She plays Ozin in Made in the Abyss, which I've heard is stellar. And she's familiar. Do you remember where she's from?
No.
You want to guess?
No. I can't even hear her voice in my head right now.
Oh, well, she is from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And she plays Miss Azumi Curtis.
Oh, I can hear it now. Oh.
Right?
Izumi Fuyumi.
And she also...
I said Izumi Fuyumi. I love it.
Oh my god. No. Nope. She also plays Sakaki in Azumanga Daioh, which was one of the first manga I ever read. It's adorable and hilarious. And also about friendship. So she's got a pattern in her crap. Let's see. Japanese voice actor is Kikyo.
I belched real loud. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I didn't even hear it.
It was like I'm normally not a good burper. It like came up from the depths and I couldn't stop it. And I was like, oh,
I didn't hear you burping. I just heard you say, wow. And I was
like genuinely shocked at why I did that. Like I was like, Wow.
I
I'm so
sounded kind of
sorry.
sarcastic, and I was like, "What did I do?"
Oh, I was berating myself for belching. Wow. Was being mean to myself because I like felt it rolling and it was like, whoop, here we go. Wow. Okay,
Hey,
sorry.
sometimes you gotta
Continue.
let it rip, man. It's like Chainsaw Man, just anyway.
When do I get to see Pachita again? Anyway, different conversation.
Japanese voice actor is Kikuko Ino, and she plays Alicia in Resident Evil Village. Tsubaki and Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop. Freya in God of War, which is awesome. Sanakawa in Love Story, and Blue Diamond in Steven Universe, which made me so happy I could not even tell you. And then we have Kyoya's father, who is Yoshiro Otori. And his English voice actor is Kent Williams. Oh my God, no.
What?
It deleted all of my voice actors.
Can you
Wait,
undo? Hit undo? It's
wait,
on Google.
wait. I am so upset.
Can you look at the history?
Nope, nope. It's just not there. That is such butt.
You can't
Okay,
look at the
well,
history?
here's the deal. Ken Williams plays Mr. Compress in My Hero Academia. He also
Oh.
plays the main character in Dr. Stone, but his name is ridiculous. So he plays Dr. Stone. I just don't want to say his real name. You get it. If you like it, you get it. Shut up.
Oh.
Tori Soma in Fruits Basket. And no, that was it. Do I even have that tab up still? Hold on. Maybe I can find my guy real quick. I cannot believe that
My
just
guy.
deleted all of that. That's okay. He plays Kenpachi in Bleach. And sorry, I'm like literally just scrolling through this right now, you guys. How unprofessional of me. Please don't hate
Peggy,
me.
stop.
Guess what? He doesn't seem like he's a lot of important people. He just has a bunch of randos and things that are named really long. That's it.
Okay.
He plays Kipachi in Bleach. So there you go. If he comes up again, I'll give you more stuff.
There it is.
Sorry that happened.
That's okay. Oh, and so next week we have the final two episodes. The host club declares dissolution, which I'm not looking forward to that. And then This Is Our Ouran Fair is the last episode. So next week will be a
Never,
short
because
episode.
they're not making any more.
Stop it.
Keep that in mind, folks.
Stop it.
Keep
So
that in mind.
next week will be a short
Ugh.
episode, and then the following week we'll do a recap and roll for a new. We haven't gotten to roll for a new one in a while since May, because
I
this
know it's been forever.
we like accidentally
Ugh.
took like a month
That'll be fun.
hiatus, and then
Well, we both died, so
we
I
died,
think
and
it's
then work's been
acceptable.
crazy, and then I was in New York, and then I was in Florida, and then I was in California, and I might go back to New York. We'll
I
see.
was just here, but I was very depressed, so
Buddy,
anyway, yeah, we're okay. But we love anime.
and we love you. Take your meds. Good night.
Well, bye.
Thank you for watching Gateway Anime Podcast with Bridget and Lauren. Please remember to like, subscribe, and download our episodes. Remember, we also have a Patreon, so if you want to suggest shows for us to watch, make sure you go visit us. Special thank you to Marjorie McClendon for our artwork and designs, and Drew Griffith for all of our music. We hope to see you again next week. Remember, we love anime, and we love you.